Hey friends, how are you? So, how do you like this new screen? I am experimenting with different items here and there, as I always do. And one of these has like the portrait screen. And I kind of like it bigger, I think. I don't think I like it. What do you think? I mean, I don't like it for this. Anyways, I want to talk with you today about discovery we made while researching hybrid learning. And let me back it up. So, last year, there was a lot of learning going on. I taught a lot of classes. Part of them were online, many of them were online and in person. So we were calling that hybrid. And as I started, and so we had some pleasure points and some pain points in doing the what we called the hybrid learning. And as we started to dig in to figure out how we could make that learning experience better, because I think that this high, I'm going to call it HyFlex because that's actually the name for it. HyFlex learning is that it's a system to create enjoyable learning for both the online participant, so the person sitting at home or in their office on a couch or something. So the person who's there, as well as the person who is in the classroom. So some of the pain points we have had is that if you are virtual, so if you're sitting on Zoom and you're in the classroom and the teacher starts walking around or gets involved in a conversation with somebody that's right there like in class and you can't quite see it and you can't hear it because there's no mic on that person and there's probably so you're not hearing it, so you're like, what are they saying, what are they doing, and the teacher's not looking at you and you're kind of watching a class going on. So that is not ultimately the experience that we want. And then the second part is that if you are the person who is sitting in class, so you're physically in front of the instructor, and the instructor has a big screen in front of them, and they're not moving around, they're not engaging with you away from here and over there because they're looking at the screen because of the people that are on the screen. So, number one, that does not feel awesome for you either. And the second part is that the teacher, if they are like, if there's somebody in class that's asking a question, they're reading the question back to the Zoom, they're answering the question, they're going back to the Zoom to answer the question back to that person. So you're feeling like the teacher is basically teaching to the camera and you're watching. So in both of those situations, neither the student that is sitting in the classroom or the student that is sitting at home or wherever they are on the Zoom, neither one of them feels like it's the best class ever. So we have been working on a system called HyFlex Learning that is going to engage everybody. And I want to give you some points on it, and I would love your feedback. So the first is that regardless of whether you are sitting in front of the person or you are sitting at home, so no matter where you are sitting as a participant, you are logging into Zoom. So if I was a person who was coming on and coming into the classroom and I said to you, but I don't have a computer, I can't log in. I hand you a stand, you take your phone, you put your phone in the stand, you put the stand down, you log into Zoom. Now, I'm going to log into Zoom and I'm going to do it right here with you to see if this will work. All right. You know what? I can't. My poor little fingers, like one of the things from this COVID is my arthritis is crazy. Anyway, I can't do it. So I put it in there. It's right in front of me. I kind of forget about it, right? I pick out, I get myself involved. I get it set up. It's there. Okay, I'm going now back to watching the instructor. All right. So the people on Zoom are seeing me, watching the instructor, seeing me engage. Okay. So that's what I'm doing now. I am also, so that's part one. So all of our heads are showing up on the screen. Now, in the physical classroom, there are 3 screens showing. Okay, so rather than just one where you have like the slide deck, maybe like a strip of people, maybe the chat sticking out somewhere all in front of you, and you're like, this doesn't look awesome, right? The instructor does a dual screen, and then they have a separate login to the Zoom setup, whether it's a projector or whatever. And so you've got 3 screens altogether. So the projector one, say that just shows the gallery. and then the two dual screens that the instructor has. And these can be done honestly very, very, very inexpensively and using a lot of the things you already have, right? And so on one of them is the slide deck, on the other one is the chat. So you've got chat on one, gallery of people, whether they're like regular gallery or immersive gallery on the other, and then the slide deck, whatever, 1, 2, 3. So that when you are in class physically sitting there, you are seeing all three screens. Okay. And they're big, so you can watch it. So, and the instructor is going to be doing the instructor thing in front of you. Okay. So now that is the sitting in the classroom. Now, if you are online, what you have now in front of you is you have the view of all the people. When the slides are showing, you see the slides, and you have the chat so that you can see it, so that you are engaged in front of you and you can see and follow everybody. All right. Now, the level of communication that you have is that everybody is instructed to use the raise hand option on the Zoom, right? So again, if I was in person, I would reach over to my thing and I would raise my hand, right? And everybody gets involved in the chat. So it's not like two separate conversations going on, it's one conversation going on. And everybody is working together on that. Okay. Now, when that person gets called on, they can either unmute or they can put it into the chat, depending on, again, on the flow of the class, the number of people in the class, and what the instructor prefers. Okay. So that would be that piece of it. Okay. And then the last piece would be, I don't know, maybe there's no last piece. Maybe I kind of wove it in. But those are the concepts of it that go into this HyFlex learning. And, this idea about running two classes in one and the instructor not knowing where to go best, the feedback that I have gotten from when I've done the hybrid class, right, just throwing it out there, is that the people in class feel like you're talking to the computer too much. And the people at home can't hear half the class. So this would minimize the risk of all this going on. There is another piece to that, which is the audio, which we'll talk about another time. Just know it's worked out. I would love to hear your feedback on this. Cameron and I are going to present this to for a conference training session, a workshop, so that we can try to get this out there and work the kinks out. I would love to hear what your experience has been on the quote hybrid classes that you've been in. There have been a lot of people who are saying, I just want to hire you for in-person, or I just want to hire you for online. Many, many times I've been hired for in-person and it's been canceled at the last minute because there's not enough people. People don't want to be going out. I mean, especially with this last variant, like they don't want to be with people because they do not want to get sick. All right. So they're not going. It's not mandatory that you go to training. And then the part about being online is that if it is a hybrid class and you are online, it may be that you are not in love with the way that it's been run. So anyway, maybe tomorrow we will do we will do this through Zoom, and we'll do our class through Zoom, and log in when you come on. Take us there, and we will actually do a HyFlex kind of experiment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I always look to you for my guidance. All right, my friends, I'll talk with you soon.